Hey, so all of you who are in biotech field, biomedical research, and have some enthusiasm for the integration of the technology with the novel research that we do in the lab, must have heard about the strategic partnership of Genentech and NVIDIA. It might sound very simple, but I would say this is one of the iconic moment of integrating the technology with the biomedical research. And the question is why I am saying so. It's because that if you look at the evolution of technology over the course of last couple of years, where we have this is specifically the chat GPT, clouding, llama, grok now. There are hundreds of models, large language models that's been used, and if it's also AlphaFold, that's recent update. There are many on the market, and they are making the life a little bit more comprehensive, helping us to find the things which used to take hours now take minutes. And integrating such large language models with biomedical research is a moment to define that the technology, their integration really can have an impactful, a positive impact actually on the drug discovery. Now, the question is that drug discovery is it itself is not a clear one straight way. It's not a clear path that you just follow it. There are a lot of parameters those need to be considered before going for the drug discovery. For example, you have a patient. Let's take it as a myeloproliferative neoplasia or multiple myeloma. It's a type of blood cancer. The survival rate is less than 5%, even after the anti-BCMA CAR T therapy or other therapy. After a couple of years, the patient relapses. None of the money can actually help you to overcome those complex disease. Now, what we need to do? The simple way we do is that we take the patient's blood, isolate the cells of our interest, or on the other way, the cells that those are actively contributing on this cancer, blood cancer, and we study them by using multiple next generation sequencing techniques. And we use extensive computational algorithms and resources, I would say, to identify the abnormalities, either it is as a gene level or it is as in a different other perspective. It could be in the gene, it could be in the mutations, it could be at a chromosomal, so like specific subclones mutations, could be SNVs, CNVs, motif, or many things in there. So use extensively different multiple programming platform to identify the targets. Those are actually bypassing that treatment. If you are using certain drug, either venetoclax or something like that, and then the patient disease is relapsing, that means that we actually need to rethink about the strategy of treatment. The choice of drug or our drug itself is not specifically or target specific. To do so, we use this next generation sequencing to find the cause of this drug resistance or ineffectivity of the drug to treat this disease. When you find that, then you start looking for certain drugs on the market. Those are already proven to target these specific mutated cells or the mutations or abnormalities or anomalies within the cells. If it doesn't exist, then we have to start screening the small molecules, or we sometimes develop our own protect, and we use it to find the targeted drug that will be eliminating those cancer cells. Now, the question is, finding it is a very exhausting procedure. I personally studied 500 or so, thousands of small molecules, but the course of time to specifically find which one works better. So, that mechanism of finding this specific drug or drug designing is another part, and finding that specific cellular mutations, it entire process is a is an exhausting and highly multifaceted phase of work. Those need to be integrated together, and as an individual it's extremely tough for a group of people. And there the technology came as a blessing. Because of this high computational power and extensive algorithms, those are used over the course of time. These algorithms over the course of time we can use to look at and generate the data from step to step, or the design the drug, find the mutations. A lot of things thus can be done with this huge integration of the extensive large language models or machine learning model, most importantly, I would say. So there, this Genentech and NVIDIA strategic partner is the first of its kind, is really, really important one. And I'm sure that every other company will be following this. This is a revolution, like a renaissance in biomedical science of integrating the technology, and this is going to change everything. And the people who understand it and work with it, they will be a step ahead on their effort, either it's from the research and development purpose or making money purpose or whatever you say. It is going to make a difference. So how, the question is, what is in their agreement? Let's go through. I'm not going all of it, but it's like the companies will join forces to accelerate and optimize Genentech's proprietary machine learning algorithms and models on NVIDIA DGX Cloud, which provides a training as a service platform, AI computing, software, and bionaming. So, what's NVIDIA DGX platform? So, As per their statement, this is a cloud where you can do a lot of things. What you can do? You develop a fast platform, serverless AI factory, get unstuck, and fast ROI for AI endeavors. This sounds amazing. And the next part in there is bionamo. So let's see what the leaders of say. If you know the Abi Brigade, I personally know that she was in Broad Institute. She joined a couple of years ago in Genentech, and she's most known for one of her major contributions in establishing the Human Cell Atlas, which is a pioneering organization in terms of single cell revolutions. And as I say, like she wakes up at the 5 a.m. and thinks about all the great ideas. Okay, by harnessing the power of AI models and algorithms with our unique data and experiments, we are unlocking scientific discoveries with incredible speed and generating insights at an unprecedented scale. And that's true. Bringing science and technology together has always been a foundation of biomedical breakthroughs in Genentech. We are thrilled to join forces with NVIDIA to further optimize our drug discovery and development to deliver treatments that transforms people's lives. And that's true. And what's the NVIDIA CEO say? The greatest impact of generative AI is to revolutionize the life sciences and healthcare industry. And I absolutely agree with him in every bit of sense. Now, the question is, what's the NVIDIA is saying? So, according to NVIDIA, this plans to use this, and Genentech will be using NVIDIA biomolecular models of AI drug discovery. Sounds great. Recursion, Schrodinger, and recursion is fine. So now let's have a look. That's what is in the message they tried to put together.
In the 1970s, the biggest revolution in biology and one of the biggest at science at the time was molecular biology. And Genentech brought molecular biology to drug discovery and development. And it changed the world. The equivalent of our time for molecular biology is generative AI.
Genentech has done fantastic work in computation, and it's really exciting because in order to be successful in the biological and the clinical sciences.
So I would like to add up in here that the Genentech established a research group, which is early drug discovery group of 400 computational biologists. Just look at the number, 400 of computational biologists they brought together to establish this center, which is collaborating with NVIDIA to revolutionize the drug discovery by using the generative area. And the entire idea, they call it lab in the loop. And that's absolutely what we require now.
As we move forward, but we need to think about how the experimental work and the computational sciences work really in tight union, something we call lab in the loop.
The lab in the loop is a mechanism by which you bring generative AI to drug discovery and development. When we try to discover drugs, we're only as good as our data. We take the data and we use it to train algorithms. Use these algorithms that we've trained to generate new kinds of molecules that we haven't tested before, which we will take back to the lab and generate experimental data for them again. And those test results will be sent to the AI to improve itself, to get a better algorithm, and repeat this process again and again and again until we reach a molecule that has all the right properties that we need in order for it to be a real medicine for patients.
I really truly believe that this field is becoming much more interdisciplinary. This combination of theoretical advances, the interactions in the wet and the dry lab, And we're trying to take a huge amount of data and extract meaningful inferences quickly, because that's what's going to allow us to push the field forward. The challenge is massive, but the potential, it's just enormous.
Too often we assume something is not possible. I think what is common to Genentech and to NVIDIA is that we don't believe in impossibilities.
Working together with NVIDIA to really do this efficiently is so important, because we owe that to the patients. We owe that to the whole public to develop those computational approaches, to do it hand in glove with our colleagues in the lab, so that we really are able to accelerate the development of those medicines that are going to change their lives.
I believe that this interface between biology and computation, between genomics and machine learning, can transform our understanding of disease. And if we do better, if we just do twofold better, that is a dramatic, radical shift for the betterment of human lives.
And I absolutely agree with her. For the betterment of human life, twofold increase will accelerate a drug development really faster. And when we do develop a drug which actually works and we translate it into the clinics, we save lives. And that's the ultimate purpose of all the research, to serve the humanity. There are lots of money hungry people. I agree with that. And there are lots of businessmen in here and there. Everything is fine until and unless you can generate a treatment that actually helps the patient. Pay barrier and other things then be compensated by the government can be done on different way. I absolutely agree. But the important part is the discovery and of the drug and helping the people to get rid of the complex diseases that kills them, that destroys the family, and that destroys everything. And for that, we need more people, more scientists who has expertise in the wet lab as well as the computational side. This idea of lab in the loop is need to be in new generations that actually build the world differently, more integrated way, interdisciplinary, making a bridge in between the technology and the wet lab, from pipette to the code. This pipette to code generation can actually make the drug discovery far more faster and treat a lot of disease far better than we have done till now. Thank you.